Hello, DFW NORML. Oh, here you go. How's it going? When I say legalize, you say cannabis. Legalize?
Cannabis!
Legalize!
Cannabis!
All right. Again, I'm John Spivey. I'm with the Libertarian Party of Texas. I tend to walk around when I speak, so if I disappear, I'm just taking one extra step there. So, bringing it down a little bit, I guess about a week and a half ago, we laid to rest one of my very best friends and one of the greatest advocates for legalizing marijuana that you would have ever met, and that's Alan Patterson. Alan, he loved to speak to NORML, and I'm going to be basically paraphrasing an Alan Patterson speech here in just a minute. But it was actually 6 months to the day that he received his diagnosis of brain cancer, that he passed away. And right after we got the diagnosis, we knew that it was a pretty bleak diagnosis. So we decided to have a going-away party for him. And Alan called it his pre-funeral. We put together a band to play some songs that he had written, and we had some friends and some family come in and tell some stories. But the one person he told me he was really adamant that he wanted to have there was Sean McAllister. And he loves Sean's speaking style, but he told me, I want Sean to touch on this subject and that subject. Be sure that Sean says this. So Sean, with your permission, I want to kind of basically go through what he asked. But whenever Alan would speak to a DFW NORML group or any marijuana activist group, he would say, I don't usually smoke marijuana, but I'm beginning to like it. Yes! So, now, one thing Alan always did say was, here in the year 2015, we have more African Americans living in a cage under President Barack Obama than we had African Americans living in cages in the year 1860 under President Jefferson Davis of the Confederate States of America, and that is wrong.
Yes.
We know that the usage of marijuana is the same across the racial spectrum, but we know that by a large majority percentage, most arrests, convictions, and prison time is being served out by minorities. That has got to change. What we have today, like it's been said before, is not a war on drugs, it's a war on people, and more specifically, it's a war on people of color. We have to change this.
Yes!
So now, Alan, there were some times that I helped out Alan, and I helped him with his chemotherapy treatment, and he has shared with me that the FDA-approved drugs that was prescribed to him for anti-nausea cost thousands of dollars every month. Now, it's easy to see why the biggest opponent that we'll face in legalizing marijuana isn't some religious group. It's not even law enforcement groups. The greatest opponent we'll have is Big Pharma, who has millions of dollars invested in congressmen. We have to change this. So, like it's been said before, we have to get involved. We absolutely have to be involved in the primary processes, like it's been said. Whether it's Republican, Democrat, hey, again, I'm with the Libertarian Party. And I will remind you that since our founding in 1971, we have been steadfastly opposed to the war on drugs. We've advocated the repeal of prohibition on cannabis since we started, and we haven't changed. So, when you're checking that box at the ballot box, please think of your Libertarian candidates. And for God's sakes, whatever you do, don't vote straight party. Don't vote straight Democrat, because I can tell you this, some Democrats down the ticket are going to oppose your rights to consume cannabis. You know, there may be that one candidate or so that's a Republican. Vote for that individual candidate, but for God's sake, don't check the straight party vote. If you have to, I would say vote the straight ticket party libertarian box, but even then, I want you to know who the candidates are. Now again, we talked about getting involved. We've talked about voting and calling your congressman and visiting your congressman, and that is all very important. But here's something you're going to hear from me that you probably won't hear from the other two big parties, is a request for you to think about running for office. So think about this. Your name could be the voice of reason on cannabis reform on your district's ballot, running for state house, running for state senate, running for U.S. Congress. There is a place for you if you participate and come and visit me or Brooke Bailey right over here. Be sure and come and talk to us about being a candidate. It's actually not as hard, expensive, as difficult as you think. We can make it happen. So again, that's how you can honor our fallen friends. That's how you can honor medical refugees. That's how you can honor people who are wrongly convicted over there in Loose Sterrett, is by being a voice, getting active, and hell, running for office. Thank you very much. I'm John Spivey.